Hello, Alohomora fans. Here we are. It's finally happening. Thanks to you, our Patreon sponsors, and our listeners, we are able to do this Let's Play of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This has been a long time coming. It's been about 2 years since this idea came to light on the show, and because of your sponsorship, I was able to navigate the capture program, the additional equipment, including a new computer that I had to get, and so much more to actually make this happen. And I'm so glad that we could do this, that I could do this for you guys. And hopefully this is the first of many. There were a lot of attempts that came before this one, so this is one of the many that I have recorded. I actually recorded a whole Let's Play that didn't end up getting video recorded, but got audio recorded. So know that this is one of many attempts, and hopefully the start of something wonderful. I hope y'all enjoy this Let's Play of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Let's start this game. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. As you can see, I got all the way to the Wingardium Leviosa Alohomora section before I realized nothing was recording. So let's start again. Yes, we are going to replace this game. And start from the top.
There was nothing about the starry sky that night to suggest that strange and mysterious things would soon be happening.
Just a vase, a lone vase, lives in this house.
As unsuspecting muggles slept, a huge
so that's not
motorbike
Jim
with a
Dale or
giant
Stephen Fry doing the
tumbled
narration.
down from the darkness.
Not exactly sure who the voiceover is. A lot of the voiceovers were not attributed to their specific characters in the credits. What I do know is this guy does play Ollivander in the PlayStation 2 version of Sorcerer's Stone. Which sounds great. You will not get to meet him here, because Harry will not be visiting Diagon Alley in the game portion. It will be mentioned in these slides, though.
For the next 11 years, Harry lived with his...
Another thing that will
dreadful
not be
stepparents
showing
for
up in the
days.
games at all, any of the games, is the Dursleys. You definitely won't be
Until
seeing
that
them.
fateful day,
No
when
privet
he
drive for
received a
you.
letter inviting him
I feel like the
to
Letters from
attend
No One stuff,
Hogwarts
though, could have
School of
potentially
Witchcraft
somehow
and
been made
Wizardry.
into a game, but who wants to play that? I
Harry
do,
took
secretly.
Harry to Diagon Alley to purchase a most unusual list of school supplies.
I love that there is a mention of Diagon Alley here, but they were too lazy in the art department, I guess, to do a slide. Or maybe there was supposed to be one, and the people who did the PC version forgot to put one in here.
Be safer at Hogwarts.
I also think that in the PlayStation 1 version, I want to say, these slides are colored. I don't know why they're not here. I guess it gives it a more classic look, I'm not sure. I've only played the PlayStation 1 version once, so don't take my word on that.
Dumbledore stood up. This term, the
Dumbledore
corridor
stood
on
up.
the third floor is
You
out
know
of
him.
bounds to everyone who does not wish to
No
suffer
explanation needed.
the
That's
most
how awesome he
painful
is.
death.
Also, no backstory.
Harry sat beneath the sorting hat, hoping that he would not be chosen for Slytherin House over Gryffindor.
Again, no explanation. Random hat, sort your places. Slytherin,
Not
Gryffindor.
eh?
You better have read the
Hat
books or at least seen the movie before you played this game.
You could be
Or you are going to be hopelessly
It's all
lost.
here in your head, and Slytherin will help you on your way to greatness.
Story is not really a strength of the Sorcerer's Stone game.
No? Well, if you're sure.
I'd say probably
Better
Chamber
be.
succeeds in that the best, especially the PC version of Chamber of Secrets. There is a lot of story in Chamber of Secrets. And here we are in the main entrance hall. A beautiful welcome to another beautiful day at Hogwarts. Everybody running out of the Great Hall. Love this entrance hall. It's just gorgeous. I am in as much awe as Harry, because I am playing this on my nice big TV screen setup that I had. When I originally tried to do this, this whole setup was pretty new, so it's kind of wowing me actually still now. Not as much as it did the first time I tried to play it on here, but it is amazing that you can still play a game like this on Windows 7 and actually get it looking really great.
Only this morning, I took a wrong
Whoever's
turn.
doing Dumbledore's voice here is clearly a younger person doing an older person's voice. It's pretty funny. He sounds very Dumbledore right here. He will sound constipated,
A
though.
nasty horde of fire crabs. Now, up the stairs and off to your lessons.
I don't know how he goes from kind of like, oh yes, I'm fine, up the stairs and off to your lessons. He'll do it again here when you talk to him.
Your first lesson is upstairs on the 3rd floor, Mr. Potter. Off you go.
Go! But then,
Off you trot, Harry. You'll never know where these corridors lead unless you explore them.
I have the feeling the voice actor did multiple reads for this, and then just kind of they edited both in. Why not? All right. So let's just take in this beautiful entrance hall for a moment. I have to say this is way closer to how I picture the entrance hall than how the movie portrays it, which the movie doesn't really have an entrance hall. And the entrance hall changes a lot throughout the movies. This is pretty close to what I see. I think it's even closer in Chamber of Secrets, but I just love this. Again, honestly, you have to remember these games came out in 2000. This game came out in 2001. This is pretty impressive graphics for that time. Not now, but back then, pretty good, especially for a movie tie-in game.
Hey Harry, remember me? Ron Weasley. My brothers Fred and George have something
Now,
to
I
show
may have
you.
spoken too soon.
Follow me.
Ron's face is horrifying. And despite that, Harry clearly has no idea
Follow
who he
me,
is.
Harry.
As evidenced by that head scratch. No, I don't know who you are. Grey Lady sighting. There she goes.
Hello, Harry. We can show you how to get around Hogwarts.
Hey,
As a first
you?
year, you have a lot to learn. Follow us
You
for a secret lesson.
helped put my trunk on the train.
I'll see you later in Defense Against the Dark Arts class. Good luck,
Oh,
Harry.
but I thought you were okay, bye. Just leave me alone with your twin brothers who I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Fred and George just never go to class, I guess.
We're going to teach you how to climb. Run to the bookcase and don't stop. You'll climb up.
Ooh,
Above
Hermione's
the
not gonna
bookcase
like
is
that.
a 30 box every flavour bean. Collect all the beans you can find and meet us in the next room.
I do think it's funny that the games
We'll take a
decided to have
shortcut
you
and
collect
meet there.
Bertie Bott's beans instead of galleons or
Above
sickles
the
or
bookcase
canutes.
is a 30
Not really
box
sure why
every
they went
flavour
with
bean.
Bertie Bott's beans.
Collect all the beans you can find and meet us in the next room.
You will be collecting
Climb
them
up the
pretty
bookcase,
much
collect the beans,
throughout all
and
of the
meet us in
games.
the next room.
That will drop eventually, but it sticks for a while. The bean thing sticks for quite a long time. My first bean. I'd eat it, but only on a dare. Pretty disgusting that they want you to pick up beans off the floor, and from worse places. You will see. In future games, they come from horrible places. Watch Fred and George run into a wall here, and off they go. Oh. Strange dark room over there. Might be fun to play with. Let's see if we can get over to it. Normally that would not be an accessible area, but I have a special trick that some of you probably know, because you probably read about it online. Let's give this a try. Aw, he hit the wall, but he can get over there. You're probably wondering what just happened. Well, I used Harry Potter Super Jump. That's all you have to type in. It's not meant to be a feature for gamers to actually use. Harry Potter Super Jump is intended for the game designers to actually be able to explore the full environment and kind of get a sense of, what is visible to the player. So that's more what that's for. But it is a fun feature. Do not worry, I will make good use of it as we go through this Let's Play.
Well done. Now, let's try
You can
jumping.
probably see Peeves in the
Run to
background. He'll
edge,
come up in just a
then press
minute.
the jump button to jump across. If you fall down,
But first we gotta
you
jump
can
around
get
in
up
this
and start
random
over.
empty library,
Meet us in the next room.
which is not part of the main
We'll take the
library
shortcut
because
and
that's a
meet
whole
you.
other section of the game. One of my favorite sections, but we'll get there later.
Jump across the bookcases, Harry. Come on, you can do it.
Alright.
Jump across the bookcases, Harry. Come on, you can do it.
Well, I know I can do it. Real question is, why am I doing it? Why am I doing any of this? Alright, fun tidbit here. Helpful tidbit. You're probably inclined to jump onto the next bookcase. Don't. Just run forward and don't jump. Because
Why, it's Potty Way Potter!
if you bump into Peeves, you'll lose health.
That's Peeves, the poltergeist. He's always causing trouble.
It is handy,
Peeves
though,
doesn't like
to,
So watch your step.
you can lose health because there will be a handy-dandy chocolate frog down the way, so you don't really have to worry. Oh, hello. Hey, do you know where that diadem is? No? Okay, well, alright. We tried. You know what? We tried to solve that problem early on. Fine. Special little secret passes here. In case you were wondering, if you do fall down, Harry just ends up down in the lower part. He doesn't end the game or anything. Certain parts of the game give you these secret passages that get you back to where you're supposed to be. this being one of them. So let's make that leap. And there we go. Now you'll see Peeves running around here. He's fantastic. He sounds exactly how I would have wanted him to sound. He even looks, I don't really know how I pictured Peeves, but now I do picture him pretty close to this. Maybe a little smaller, but generally what is depicted in the video games. I have no idea if this concept art for Peeves is original or was from the movie plans that were scrapped, but yeah, I love the design of Peeves in this game. Hey, Grey
You'll
Lady
get to the
again.
hang of this.
She's always a fun
In
sighting.
Hogwarts, you'll find
You will
all
see her
sorts
more
of
in this
wicked
game than you will
tricks.
see her in the
Pick up a
entire
treat,
Harry Potter
just
novels.
run over to it. Chocolate frogs boost your
She doesn't do
energy.
anything,
30
but
boxes
she's
of
around.
flavour beans are fun to collect. We're collecting them too. We need 25 beans, Harry. Come back when you've got them all. Come see us and we'll show you the way to class.
Until then, you're being held hostage in this room, collecting dirty beans.
Talk to Fred. He's the one with the wizard card.
Just like in the books, George takes a very submissive role,
We're counting on you to help us get those beans.
because you can't go get them yourself.
Looks like you still need a few more beans. Keep looking, Harry.
Yeah, this is like quality upperclassmen hazing, right? They are totally hazing Harry right now. Go pick up those beans over there. Eat one if you like. At least they're not making him do that. Still pretty weird though. Random little side chamber of secrets. Not really though. Not many secrets in here. Just books. Have to show Hermione later. Freaky little chocolate frogs. Boost your stamina. They are very easy to collect in this game. In Chamber of Secrets, they prove much more challenging because they actually start to hop away from you, and you have to catch them, which is extremely annoying. Usually, you have to kind of corner them to get them. But not here, not a problem. Making it easy on the first years. Anyway, got all my beans with a few extra to spare, so let's go talk to Fred.
Thanks, Harry.
Because George isn't gonna have my card. Because he's not in charge,
For some
clearly.
Experiments. Here's a wizard
Yeah, we'll
card.
find out about what
You
that
learned
experiment is at the end of the game. I won't spoil it for you listeners who haven't played the full game or don't know
Try
what
through
the scene
secret
is.
exit above the bookcases
For those
to
of you who
your first
do,
spell
it's
lesson.
pretty weird.
Good luck.
Alright, so we've got our first wizard card here. It's Dumbledore. Let's collect that. With our spell. Folio Magi. He's walking off the floor a little bit. He's already learned Wingardium Leviosa. Or Levicorpus, I suppose. Here, on the main menu, you can actually explore the Folio Magi. In this case, we have one card. It's Dumbledore. As you can see here, Dumbledore didn't have his age set yet by rolling, so he is born to the present. He's the current headmaster of Hogwarts, and is considered the greatest wizard, quote, of modern times, to be clear. Of course, he ain't no Merlin. He's pretty great, but he ain't Merlin. Anyway, back to the game.
You'd better get going, or you'll be late for your first lesson.
Well, whose fault is that? Climbing over books. Not Hermione approved. And off we go.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the famous Harry Potter.
Hey,
I'm
Malfoy.
Draco Malfoy, and you do well to show me respect.
I love that he just
These are my fellow
hates Harry here
Crabbe
with
and
no
Goyle.
kind of
Naturally, we
pre-
are going to win the House Cup and the Quidditch
occurrence.
Cup.
He just doesn't like him.
Out of our way, Potter.
And Harry just takes this all very quietly. He's taking it all very well. Just made an enemy by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, most people would probably run up to Hermione at that point because she's right there. But there's actually a little Easter egg here if you go this way.
Move along, Potter. Keep away from this corridor if you know what's good for you.
Ha pshaw. I love that captioning. Ha pshaw. It's quality captioning. Oh gosh. Terrifying third floor corridor. Red lights, like blood, good way to either attract students' attention or keep them away. Hey, where's the room of crime? Never mind. I'm gonna keep trying. She'll tell me someday. This area down here will actually be accessible later, kind of around the midway point of the game. The entire Hogwarts map will not be accessible for free roaming. That's not how Sorcerer's Stone works. It pretty much just puts you where you're supposed to be when you need to be there. That won't really start more until Chamber of Secrets.
Hello, Harry. It's me, Hermione Granger.
She has a permanent winter sweater for reasons.
Hearts is through this door. Follow me.
I'm following her right away. I'm not gonna be late for class. Trailing right behind her, but not sitting next to her. Gonna go sit next to Ron.
Professor Quirrell.
Hey, Professor Quirrell.
Protect ourselves against the dark magic with the flipendo spell.
Very much movie-based Quirrell.
Watch my wand, then hold.
Oh boy, you guys. Okay, so I used to be really good at this, but wireless mice changed everything. I tell you what. Hey, Grey Lady. She's gone. Anyway, let's see if this affects my abilities. This mouse is a lot more sensitive, I think, than my original mouse used to be. Did you guys ever have to do that thing where you would like you'd have to turn your mouse upside down and dig the ball of the mouse out and like get the dust out of there? I always used to do that when I played this game because it wasn't like it would never track perfectly until I did that.
5 points for
Very satisfying. Part of the gameplay for me. Part of the nostalgia. Alright. Doing okay. I used to be able to hit 100% with Flipendo. I think those days might be over though. Tragically. But we can still pass. I better up my game though, because if I want to get full marks, I gotta get 95%.
was spot on, Mr. Potter. 10 points for Gryffindor. And again, Mr.
This will change a lot in future games with spell training. This was probably one of my favorite ways, though, that they did spell training. I wasn't really a fan of Chamber of Secrets. That has one of the weirdest ones. It basically is the same concept, but with arrow mashing, instead of tracing. Hey, I would have passed if that had been my last one. Dang.
The house with the most points at the end of the year wins the house.
Drink every time you see the Grey Lady, guys.
15 points.
Butterbeer, of course.
And again, Mr. Potter, let's see what you can do.
Oh gosh, you guys, I want this 95% so bad, but I don't think I'm gonna get it. No. Yeah, I didn't quite make it. Yeah, I used to get full marks on this game. Oh, oh my god. Oh.
A respectable effort, but not quite correct.
Oh, give me another shot. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, I used to ace these very easily when I played them originally. I really don't know. I think wireless mice are just more sensitive.
Follow me, Mr.
I think you can change mouse sensitivity on your computer, but ain't nobody got time for that. We got challenges to do. I love those very brief title cards that come up. They tell you how many secret areas are in the new section you're playing in. Not very helpful at all if your computer is fast enough to go right past them.
Cast Flipendo on that barrel to knock it down the hall.
Sure, useful. Interesting thing about Flipendo, it is a canon Harry Potter spell, but that is never established in the books. Definitely not at the point of Sorcerer's Stone. Flipendo would be established as canon actually through Pottermore. But it did features quite heavily in this game, and is also featured a lot in the trading card game. It has its own trading card.
Cast your Flipendo spell at the switch on the wall to open the door. Flipendo affects all sorts of things, such as this cauldron. Knock it over, Mr.
Quirrell is
Potter.
encouraging me to destroy school property, but it is condoned by a teacher, so I'm gonna do it. Cauldrons aren't for potions, they're for finding jelly beans. Or maybe people have just been mixing potions with jelly beans a lot. Chris. Hey, Quirrell.
Flipendo can be used on all sorts of objects.
That's fascinating. You're evil.
Once you've opened the
Hey, let me see the back of your head.
Continue the challenge.
All I see is a very well-cut hairline. No trace of a Voldemort right there. Sure, why not?
Flipendo affects the switch and the...
Really, when you put it that way, Harry is being left with the guy who is trying to kill him. And these challenges do have their fair share of bottomless pits, so... for funsies though, this is not one of them, and I'll show you guys. The bridge does not lead to an endless fall like some do.
Well done. Now, go on and collect your challenge stars. I'll meet you further on.
If you survive, ha 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 ha. You can actually hop down here safely. As you can see, Hogwarts bothered to structure this so that you don't fall through and be trapped forever. That is not an endless abyss down there. I believe there is a floor if you look closely. But don't worry, we will find our share of dark abysses. Hey Quirrell, tell me about bridges.
You may cross the bridge now, Mr. Potter.
Fascinating, thank you. Couldn't have figured that out on my own, because I'm not Hermione. Take a little stroll here, across this gorgeous bridge. Amazing chandelier with flat candles. It's 2001, guys. They could only do so much. Now that said, these games are gorgeous, aren't they? For their time. About to meet another friendly face here.
Hello, Harry Potter. I am Nearly Headless Nick, the Gryffindor House Ghost.
Just like John Cleese in the movies, Nearly Headless Nick will stick around for the first two games and then he is gone.
The game will automatically be saved. The game will restart from this point if you faint. You can also load a saved game from the main menu. Goodbye.
You can talk to him. He will eventually leave.
You can also load a saved game from the main
He mostly
menu.
gives you little hints and tips.
Search everywhere, Harry. There are secrets to uncover, you know.
But he does have a joke.
No one takes you seriously when your head's unhinged.
Hilarious. Should do stand-up. Now, he does disappear, but you can see him in his little alcove, which he is just hanging out in. Sure, why not? Have fun, Nick. Anyway, time to destroy some more school property. Flipendo, Flipendo! Flipendo! That one's my favorite, when he says it long. Now you're probably wondering why I didn't hit the save book first, but my way of doing things is I like to do everything you possibly can in the room, then hit the save button, because then if you have to restart, you don't have to do everything over again, which is very nice. Alright, it's time to marvel at the beauty of this game. Now just look at this design. This game, for the time, does really do a great job of being very atmospheric. I especially love, you can hear it here, a little bit of Jeremy's Soul score. I'll let you enjoy it for a minute here. Jeremy's Soul is often called upon to fill in for games that are tied in with movies that John Williams scored. He did a lot of the Star Wars games around that time too. He definitely has a similar style. Some of the tracks from the Harry Potter games were even reused in the Series of Unfortunate Events video game, which Soul also added music to. You can access those files
Cast your flippant
after you
spell
install
on this
Harry Potter on your
block
computer.
to knock it
You
out
can
of the
access
way.
the soundtrack files. You just have to download some special players to make them work, or convert the files, because they are in, I believe they're in an OGG file form.
Run towards the block and don't stop. You'll climb it.
How do you know? You don't know me.
Nintendo! Nintendo!
Oh my god, you do know me. I will climb any block I see. I don't know what these blocks are filled with. I'm gonna assume it's the boxes that all of those vases came out of. And now they don't know where to put them, so they're making Harry move them. Manual labor. Disguised as a challenge. Face break. So tired of these vases. Couldn't take all those vases of the Dursleys. Excuse me, vase. Vase. Hercules knows. The muses know. Every vase. Here we go. We were looking for one of those, dark abysses. Endless pits. There you go. This one has bubbles in it, though, so, I mean, not so threatening. The bubbles will catch you. Bubbles of magic.
Nintendo!
Friendly dark abyss. Falling into the nothingness. Oh, what are you climbing, Harry? That is air. Maybe there's an invisible step there. It is Hogwarts we're talking about.
Nintendo!
Don't worry, I can hear you guys freaking out about that save book back there that I skipped. I will go back and get it. Gotta get those challenge stars, though. Yes, I do take that risk, and don't save before going over the tiny endless abyss, because, like Harry, I live life dangerously. That's not true at all. But I do in this game. Now, I have to say, I think the reason these games are so wonderfully nostalgic is because you do wander into these beautiful, endless areas of Hogwarts, and you get this gorgeous music from Jeremy Soule, and Hogwarts is so expansive and seemingly full of endless possibilities. I think that's really why it caught people's imagination for those of us who got to play it. I know I feel the same way pretty much every time I play this game. It brings back those feelings almost immediately. This is very close to the Hogwarts I see in my head, and I really love the idea that it's just this empty. I mean, not this empty. I really, I don't, not so crazy about the bottomless pits, but...
Nintendo!
Funny how every one of these challenges is basically like a mini Triwizard Tournament challenge. Even funnier when you consider that the Goblet of Fire game manages to completely do injustice to the source material and somehow abandons this whole formula. Goblet of Fire is one of the biggest departures in the entire series. Just a giant mess. Maybe we'll skip that one. Or maybe I'll suffer through at least part of it for you. I did complete it on 100% once. It was really not worth it in many ways.
Nintendo!
Sounds like Peeves laughing in the background there. Just love the atmosphere of this. Always a little creepy, which was, I think, important too for these games, to make Hogwarts feel just a little dangerous, which it should. Because it's extremely dangerous. Safest place to store things, not necessarily the safest place to send your children. I really like the glow from those stars and beans stays on the stairs. Their shadow will live in the chamber forever. Nice box. Wonderful box. And on to the cement. The creepy moving cement. Why does it move? Why not? Save the founders a lot of money and time to just not finish this area. These giant empty spaces throughout the castle. And a running leap. And we're back on ground. Safe ground. We do have one little surprise left from Professor Quirrell.
This is a gnome, Mr. Potter. They like to pest.
These things are the worst. You really get a sense of how awful they are from the books in this game, because they will pursue you relentlessly. Here is my technique for getting away from them. It is not easy, because when they get this close, it's really hard to cast Flipendo on them. As you can see, I have got myself in a little bit of a pickle, so I'm going to leap to the chair. There we go. Come on. Ah! See if I can get this guy from here. This guy gave up and ran back to his spot. Excellent. Got him. Yeah, if you stay on the ground long enough, they will run up to you very quickly and take your beans from you. All of your nasty, dirty beans. And that's the last thing we'd want. To give these beans to gnomes. But we're done.
Congratulations, Mr. Potter.
Thank you.
Completed the challenge. You
can totally tell he's like, damn it, you completed this. You were supposed to die.
Gryffindor. Now, hurry on to broomstick practice.
Well, I think that's where we will stop this Let's Play for today. But for now, thank you so much, listeners, for joining me for this Let's Play. I hope this was a worthwhile reward for you, and I will continue to host these Let's Plays, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. But until then, mischief managed.
Something on the web about this area down here. I will actually be later and kind of around the newly gave the entire Hogwarts map will not be accessible for free roaming. That's not how Sorcerer Stone, but you will inevitably start. Check it out.
Thanks, Siri. Very helpful.